So, Late Property Campaign is an initiative introduced by HMRC. Once you inform HMRC, they would provide you with a specific deadline for collecting all those relevant informations. If any individual is not able to pay taxes in one go, they can definitely reach out to HMRC.
Hello and welcome to UK Property Accountants. My name is Chirag, an associate here at UKPA. On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at Let Property Campaign. And to give us some valuable insight on it, we are joined by Ashmita Parajuli, Assistant Manager in the Client Advisory Team. Welcome to the show, Ashmita.
Thank you, Chirag.
So, Ashmita, can you tell us a bit about what exactly is Let Property Campaign?
So, Late Property Campaign is an initiative introduced by HMRC. So, it is the initiative for disclosing the undeclared rental income from the residential properties by UK landlord that is generated within the UK or abroad.
And who can participate in Let Property Campaign?
So, any individual who have been renting their main residence or any other residential asset and have not declared it in the relevant tax years in which it falls can participate in the Late Property Campaign disclosure. And some other examples would be the buy-to-let property, their holiday home, HMO, and any other rental arrangement residential properties. Let's say a rent-to-rent scheme. Properties. So they need to come forward and make a disclosure through Late Property Campaign.
And Ashmita, how does one declare, or what is the process for declaring one's rental income through the Let Property Campaign?
Okay, so there is not so specific procedure, but you can start with informing HMRC of your intention to make the disclosure through Late Property Campaign. And once you inform HMRC, they would provide you with a specific deadline for collecting all those relevant informations, doing the calculations, and making a disclosure. And so they usually provide you with 90 days once you inform HMRC of your intention. And here the relevant penalties and interest along with unpaid taxes are calculated and submitted to HMRC.
Could you tell us a bit about some benefits that come with using the Let Property Campaign?
So, if a landlord come forward and make the relevant disclosure through Late Property Campaign, then this would prevent them from paying higher penalties, prevent HMRC from opening the investigations. So, if HMRC opens the investigations, the situation could be severe, the consequences. And making a disclosure and paying the relevant taxes would be more favorable compared to the prompted disclosure in case of voluntary disclosure through Late Property Campaign.
Okay. And let's say an individual has some undeclared rental income and they've not used Let Property Campaign to voluntarily disclose it, and HMRC finds out about it. What kind of penalties would they have to face?
So, if in case of HMRC finds out of the undeclared income, they send you the letter, and in that case, it would be a prompted disclosure through Late Property Campaign. And in case of prompted disclosure, the penalty can go up to 100% of the tax owed.
And Ashmita, what should one do when they don't have the accurate records of the rental income?
So at first, we definitely recommend you to have a complete record of all of these expenses that you claim as a deduction from the rental income. But HMRC is still willing to accept a reasonable estimate in case of incomplete record that you have. But you need to try your best to collect as much record as possible for all of these expenses that you claim as deduction, and also invoices for the rental income that you generate.
Okay, and these deductible expenses that you mentioned, can you tell us what kind of expenses can be deducted from the rental income when making the disclosure?
Regarding the deductible expenses, it would be anything that is related to your rental property. So the example would be your management fees, your utility bills, and all of these things that all of this regular nature of expenditure, revenue nature expenditure can be considered as a deductible expenditure.
And how far back, Ashmita, can HMRC ask for the disclosure?
So HMRC may request you to report and pay the relevant taxes owed for up to 20 years of undeclared property income.
And how does one exactly notify HMRC that they have undeclared rental income or that they want to take part in lead property campaign?
So HMRC do have specific helpline for late property campaign, right? You can call them in their helpline number, or you can also fill their online form for a late property campaign. And once the disclosure, once you notify HMRC, they would provide you with 90 days time to make a full disclosure and provide them with all the relevant calculations.
Earlier, we talked about the penalties, which can be pretty hefty. So, what if someone is not able to pay their taxes in full? What happens then?
So, if any individual is not able to pay taxes in one go, they can definitely reach out to HMRC, and in that case, HMRC would be able to provide them with installment plans so that they can pay taxes in different installment as discussed with HMRC. And for that, they need to reach out to HMRC as soon as possible.
Ashmita, while informing HMRC of one's undisclosed rental income is easy, the entire process of collecting all the reports about your rental income and making accurate reports can prove to be quite a hassle. So, why should one approach an accountant, or more specifically, UK property accountants, to help them with lead property campaign?
So, for UK property accountants, we do have teams of experts who are specialized in late property campaign, and we have been dealing with this over the past years, and we are successfully able to help the client with minimizing their tax liability, making sure that they have included all of these allowable allowances over the past years. And since we are the property accountant, we make sure that whatever the changes in the tax law for the property specific, we make sure that we include it and make a correct disclosure. And in a nutshell, if you once you sign up with us for your late property campaign, and once you provide us with the relevant information, we make sure we take care of the rest, and it is no more hassle to the client.
That was perfect, Ashmita. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me here, Chirag.
With that being said, we at UK Property Accountants offer you with a free 15-minute discovery call, which you can take advantage of. If you have any undisclosed rental income left to disclose to the HMRC and want to take part in LPC, do not hesitate to reach out, where our experts will help you with all the services you need. Have a great day ahead.